Death is coming for all of us. Okay. Don't keep that. Ethan always keeps that random shit. Hello YouTube! Welcome back to the Every Closet YouTube channel. Thank you so much for being here. Hit subscribe, hit the things, so you don't miss a second of our reseller journey. We are making a bunch of all the reseller beginner mistakes so that you can skip over them in your business. So in today's video, we're going to be recapping August of 2020, go over some of our best sales, some of our worst sales, what we learned from them, and then we're going to go over all the numbers for August at the end. So let's start in with the sales because there were a lot of them in August. Let's start with our worst sales. That sounds fun. So the first worst sale, and oh my goodness, I would never pick these up again. Don't ever pick these up. Are these Vince Camuto size 7 perforated ballet flats. I bought 3 pairs of Vince Camuto shoes all almost in a row last January-ish because I heard on a different reseller's YouTube channel that that was a designer brand. And so I thought, designer brand. They said to pick it up, I'm gonna pick it up. That is not how I want you to use my videos, and that's not how I want you to use any reseller's videos. You need the context, you need the style, you need your cost of goods. Just because someone picks something up at the Goodwill bins doesn't mean you can pick it up at your Value Village where they're charging you $13, you know? So, all these Vince Camuto shoes we picked up at that time were huge fails, and I do not pick up Vince Camuto anymore. However, these did sell, which is nice. These sold for $25 though, and I paid $11. So that is not a good flip. Unbolo Vince Camuto, or at least I have, and let us move on. The next sale, it was a good flip, but it could have been better, were these Rag & Bone Terra platform espadrilles in size 38. These are amazing. I think they're so amazing and worth so much money. I think they're gorgeous. I think they were really in style when I bought them, which was like February. I think that they should have sold for more. They sold for $50, which was great. I paid $11 or maybe like 50% off $11 even. So it was a very good flip for me, but these retail for $500. And so, you know, I listed them around $150. They did have a bit of a flaw. So I think that's probably what the problem was. They had some discoloration around one of the bands of the espadrille, but still, it was kind of like, I was a little sad to let them go for $50. Obviously not that sad because money, but I was kind of attached to these, which you should try not to do to your inventory. Okay. The next sale that was kind of not as good as I expected was this London Fog purse. First of all, these London Fog purses sell for like $250 at the Bay or wherever you're going to buy them. So I thought I could list mine for at least $70, right? Second of all, it was in basically new condition. Like it had never been used. I was 100% sure of that. It was so spanking new. It sold for $40 in a 2-piece bundle. Now, that wasn't a bad flip for me because I happened to get it in a $10 bag. But I totally might have sourced that. And if I had, that would have been a terrible flip. So, London Fog does retail for a lot, but I think stick to their jackets is what I'm maybe learning from this. The next, not as good as I wanted, but still good, were these Adidas Floral Tennis Who Collab Blue Runners. We got those at a consignment store for $20-ish. Yeah, and they sold for $55. They sold within like a week. It wasn't a bad flip. It just wasn't, like we got our $20. That is always our requisite, and that's why I accepted that offer. But I expected those shoes to make like $40, you know? I bought them thinking that like not only is it an Adidas Pharrell collab, it's also a Pharrell and Tennis Who collab, and like that's gonna be worth so much, and it was worth $55. The next not so great sale was this Talbot's Lamb's Wool Fair Isle sweater. Lamb's wool, am I right? And Fair Isle, it sat for months, and it sold for $24, and I picked it up for like $7. So not a great flip, and I expected so much more to this piece, but that's the way it goes sometimes. And maybe it's because I posted it in exactly the wrong season. Maybe if I'd waited till this fall, it would have sold for more. But I'm not here to store things, I'm here to sell things. Next, and there's two of these in the disappointing ones, is this new tag Helly Hansen jacket. I picked it up because it was new with tags. I remember picking it up at Plato's Closet for $15, and I missed that it had a flaw. And that's just gonna happen sometimes. So when I saw the flaw, I tried to stain remove it, did not work, didn't make it worse. Nice. But it did not work. And basically what happened was I just lowered the price to like essentially just make my money back. It sold for $32. A new Tags Helly Hansen zip jacket I would have wanted to get more like $50 for, but with the flaw I was like, no, we're not pricing it at that. We're not expecting anyone to pay us that. We're just gonna price it to move because we made a mistake and we're moving on. So that is also what I suggest you do when you come across something that has a flaw. Don't be attached. Just because you thought something was gonna be great doesn't mean it has to be. Okay, next, this. And I thought this was amazing. This vintage floral button lace dress. This was the cuter of the two. I picked up two almost identical ones. Still have the other one. This one I thought was cuter. And I priced them at like $60, thinking like, these are great, like classic vintage dresses. Sat forever. Had so many likes. Had like 30 likes. And I relisted it. And I got more likes again, but it still didn't move. So someone finally sent me an offer for $30, and I was like, I guess I kind of want this gone now. So yeah, that was a bit disappointing, but I know nothing about vintage. So maybe it wasn't vintage enough. Maybe it wasn't maybe it wasn't even vintage. It looked very vintage. It had like shoulder pads, you know, you can see the picture. But yeah, I don't know much about vintage. So that's probably where I messed up there. Next was this. We got this in my $10 bag, so it was a good flip for us, obviously. But I expected way more from this item. This is a new at Tags Apple Bottoms branded jacket. It was new at Tags. It was Apple Bottoms. Y2K came back. Like it was like the stars aligned, right? No, it sat for a few months and then I sold it for $30. And the person who got it even commented. They were like, wow, I can't believe you let this go. And I was like, I know, me neither. Next, this was a bad flip on my call. So this is a waif, which is a Nordstrom brand, navy blue off the shoulder dress. I got it at the Value Village 40% off dress sale like last March or something. I picked it up for like $6. It ended up selling for $25 US on the US Closet. That's a fine flip. I mean, it's whatever. I expected more. This dress would have totally retailed for like $150. So I kind of expected to get at least 50 out of it. Did not. Got 25 US, but still 25. And yeah, it just sat for a long time. It didn't even get a lot of interest. So waif is a brand I think that retails for a lot and resells for not as much. Next, we have this Crooks and Castles hoodie. Again, we got this in a $10 bag, so it was a great flip for us. But because Crooks and Castles is in the streetwear party, I expected it to sell for a bit more. It did sell quickly and it had a lot of interest, but no one was gonna pay more than what this person, and we ended up settling on $31 US. And no one's going to pay you more than like $30 to $40 max, I don't think, for a Crooks and Castles hoodie. Now, I don't know much about Crooks and Castles. Maybe there's like rare pieces or something that I need to be looking for that I'm not. But yeah, I kind of expected this to go for around 50 and it went for 30. So like, I consider that a miss, but also monetarily it was not because it was in a $10 bag. Thank you so much whoever donated that. You're my favorite. Okay, and then the last, and this is so, I hate this. This makes me so sad. Was this. We sold for $200 US this Chilliwack Canada Goose jacket in gray, in extra small. Fine, it had a little bit of wear, and fine, it was an extra small, but it was still Canada Goose. We had this for almost the entire life of our closet. Like we got it really early on, we paid way too much for it, thinking that we would get like $500 for it. That was not true, and we still have the second Canada Goose jacket still for sale in our closet that no one else wants. And again, it's extra small. But seriously, Canada Goose, what the F? I had a Canada Goose toque that sold for $50 in one day, but the jackets, I don't know. I can't explain it. That was disappointing, but someone finally offered us enough to like make our money back, and we were like, fine, sorry, selves, this is what's happening. Now let's go over some of our best sales from August. These are a bit more fun for me, but I think there's a lot to learn from both, so that's why I include both. The first best sale in August was this Mariposa, which was the brand. I don't think the brand would have mattered. I think it sold on style. Suede tan color patch fur trim coat. So this was genuine suede and it had faux fur trim. And I posted about this on my Instagram, and I had a bunch of you message me being like, yeah, that's worth like over $100. And I'm like, excuse me? I got it in a donation bag from one of my best friends, Amber. Hi, Amber. Thank you for the clothes. I love you. Yeah, and she even messaged me being like, what the heck? That was a costume for a 70s party that I got at like a thrift store or something. She also was confused that it was worth so much, but yeah, I think genuine suede like patchwork jackets or like 70s kind of motif, fur trim, probably the whole vibe of the whole thing is quite a bolo. I had a few people show me their comps over $200, like reasonably good things to pick up if you see them. Ours sold for $65 US. I know I could have gotten more, and it had a lot of attention. It had a lot of people asking questions and stuff, but someone sent me a $65 offer. I obviously didn't pay for it. That's US dollars. Like, I was like, yeah, that's a great flip. I'm gonna do that today. I want a sale. So that was a great flip for us. But yeah, I think if we had held on to it, we could have got over 100, which is nuts. Next was this Desidual black sheer chiffon blouse in the size extra large. This sold on the US closet for $40 US. It sold so fast. I paid $5 for it at Value Village, and when I picked it up, I was like, ooh, I know I put Desidual on a bolo list once, so I need to try this. I've never found it before. Let's try it. And yeah, I think I listed it for $50, got a $40 offer within like a day. And so that was an amazing flip. Desidual does sell pretty well. Maybe it's just on US, I'm not sure. But yeah, that's my only experience selling Desidual, and it was a good one. Next was this, also sold in the US closet. We're just clearly doing that closet first. Lululemon black men's rain jacket with reflective things on it. Men's Lululemon sells immediately on the US closet. It sold right freaking away. We got this at a consignment store for $20. It sold for $56 US. We paid 20 Canadian. Yeah, so that was a really good flip for us. That's about what I expected out of it. But it just sold so fast. Like, it was like an hour or something, and we had that offer, and I was like, yeah, take it, bro. That happens every time with Lululemon men's clothes. They're just, as much as Lululemon is a bolo, Lululemon men's is it's a bolo. Next, we got these Doc Martens Jenna Mary Jane kitten heels in burgundy. They were so cute. I was a little worried because of the style, that these weren't like the right, like other Doc Martens, and I thought they might not carry their value as well. I was a little worried because the girl at the thrift store said they'd been there a while, and I was like, ew. And I paid $20 for them, so I was like, oh, is this a good idea? But they received an offer within their first 24 hours for $63 US. I took that and ran with it. There's our $40 profit in Canadian dollars. You minus the 20% for Poshmark, and then you plus it back on because of the US dollar. So it's about $60 is what we made from that. So yeah, that was amazing. Doc Martens is great. Never doubt them. Moving on. Next, and these are fun for me because I hauled these on my Instagram. Don't forget to go follow my Instagram. I post a lot on there, and I don't like posting on there, so please make it worthwhile. No, I'm just kidding. We shouldn't include that. I kind of hate, I have a love-hate thing with Instagram. personally, but business-wise, God, it's such a nice reseller community. You gotta go. This was fun for me. These are Adias Fatkin track pants. Look how bright, look how pretty. I hauled these and I said I paid $10 and that I maybe shouldn't have picked them up because of course there's so much Adias stuff that you can get at the thrift store for $10 that you should not buy because it's going to sell for $20. But these sold so fast. These sold in the US closet for $60 US and they sold in 2 days. So I went with my gut when I saw these. I was like, these are fantastic pants. They're so retro, so 90s, so bright, so in your face. Someone wants these. And I was really happy to be right about that. So made a good profit on those and felt really kind of smug. Next was this Free People green jacket. This is like a flowy oversized jacket. It was a very substantial piece and I got it for $15, I think, at Value Village. That was them charging up for it. They knew what it was too, but even then I knew that I just sold a Free People jacket. And yeah, this sold in the US closet for $70 US. So, and a lot of people voted on my pass or stash poll, like should I get it or should I not? That I shouldn't get it at that price. And I know that a lot of people, like, I live in Vancouver, Free People is generally slightly rarer here than I think it is in the US, but not just that, like, things are just priced more expensively. All my thrift stores, consignment stores everywhere. There's nowhere for me to get cheap things. I have to pay up for almost everything. It's just the nature of where I live. Hence, kind of like that informs our business. I think a lot of people voted don't get it because they can get Free People cheaper where they live. I can't. But it's still, like, it keeps selling for us. It keeps selling for a good price, and I'm gonna keep picking it up until that's not the case anymore. So now to the best sales on the Canadian closet. This I was really happy about. We got this at a consignment store. This is a mishmash embroidered long wool trench coat. It was made in Spain. I'd never heard of mishmash before, but just like looking at the coat, like look at it. It's a very substantial, it's an embroidered trench coat. Like, you know it's gonna be worth something. So I picked it up on style at the consignment store for $20 and it sold in a bundle with one other item. The other item was slightly inconsequential. Like, I think I got it in some dollar bag. So the bundle with those two items sold for $120. So pleased with that. If you find embroidered wool coats, that's a reasonable thing to pick up no matter what the brand is, most of the time. There are gonna be exceptions, but yes, I got this off style. Next were just 2 to 3, and maybe Ethan could pop them up here. Thank you, sorry. 2 to 3 bundles that were just filled with $10 bag stuff that sold with like 8-ish items each for $70 and $78. We just love those sales. And again, like I said in the last video, that is why we keep buying $10 bags, because people keep putting those things into bundles that then make us a lot of money, you know, and it costs less than it costs for that one trench coat, you know, for the entire bag of stuff. So even if we only take 5 items out of it, that's $2 a piece. If it's a good bag, we usually take 20 items. If it's a bad bag, we usually take like 10. Next was this Enzivan wool black cape. I did not thrift this. This was a personal item. Why did I own this freaking behemoth of a wool cape? First of all, I'm 5'1". That thing looked so stupid on me. It swallowed me whole. It went down to my mid shin. That is not where it was intended to hit. For 1. For 2, I think I bought it for $300 at some boutique when I was like 20 and I was bad with money and don't make these decisions. And yeah, but it did teach me of I think it's a Japanese runway brand. It's like super designer. It's a very nice coat. Anyway, it sold for $125 on Poshmark. So it was nice to get a significant chunk of change back from when I bought it for retail. I think of that as all profit now because obviously I owned that before we started reselling. But gosh darn, don't spend $350 on jackets that don't even look good on you and you don't even know what you're doing. Next And this is an amazing sale. I'm so grateful. These came from my Auntie Joanna. She is amazing. Her and my cousin that I often reference, having given us clothes, are very stylish and very amazing and generous, and are so supportive on social media and everything. Okay, I could just gush forever. They're just the best people. If either of you are watching this, or all three of you, you're all amazing. I love you very much. As you can tell, my Auntie Joanna gave us these fry boots to sell, and I was like, fry boots? Yes. Obviously those sold really good. We did not pay anything for them. She wouldn't take money from us. Just too generous. It's very nice. These are the Fry Veronica boots in camel, size 8.5, and they sold for $95. And that is what I would expect from Fry. I think I listed them at $135. And then I had someone purchase them at like $110, and then they canceled the sale. And so then, yeah, then I got this other offer, and they were very popular. I think I could have held out for more, but I was really happy with $95 from zero. That's amazing. Next sale that I thought was a really good highlight was just this Tahari t-shirt that I got for $2 at a thrift store. And I remember thinking, like, this is not significant enough to pick up, but it was linen. It was 100% linen. And so I was like, 100% linen. I'm gonna give it a try for $2, whatever. And it sold for full asking price at $29. And I was like, linen? Dang. So I think natural fibers will move. If something's made of 100% linen, I would probably consider picking it up, especially if your cost of goods is that low. And then the next best sale were these Timberland Fast Pack hiking boots. Obviously Timberland boots are great. They always sell for over $50 for us. Actually, we just sold one for $40, but they usually sell for over $50 for us. We've sold 3 or 4 pairs now. And these ones sold for $60. They were like new, they were gorgeous, and we got them for $10 at a thrift store. So that was an amazing flip. Was just really pleased with that whole interaction. Next, I can't believe this is on my best sales list. I don't think I picked this up again, but I'm not sure. It's the New Tags BCBG Max Azria navy blue jumpsuit in a size 8. I think it was New Tags, and it was a size 8. And I think both those things helped sell it. This was that one time that we went to Nordstrom Rack, and I was like, we can do retail arbitrage. And don't get me wrong, like, it's worked out so far, but I'm not 100% sold on that method for us. Like, unless Nordstrom Rack is having some sort of sale, we haven't gone back since. Maybe we'll try it again. Maybe I'll have a different opinion in 6 months. You know, we're relatively new at this. But anyway, we paid $25 at Nordstrom Rack for this, ripped off that red tag, and then sold it for $95. So that was a great flip. I wanted to make like $30, $40 on it. We did. And yeah, I guess I can't complain. So maybe I will go back to Nordstrom Rack, and maybe this is what this is teaching me. These items keep ending up in our good bestseller list. All right, next were these hunter boots, just black classic hunter boots. We saw them at Value Village. Value Village knew what they had. They were charging us $30, and I knew that I could still make money off that. So I bought them for $30, and I sold them for $100. Hunter boots are awesome. I think the max I would pay for them is about $40, because I think they're reasonably, if they're in good condition and they're hunter boots, they should sell for over $80 almost every single time. Like, if you wait long enough, I think someone will always pay you more than $80 for hunter boots. And these sold for $100, and so that was a large $40, $50 profit for us. Like, that's amazing. So yeah, sometimes you have to pay up for things, especially if you live in Vancouver, but sometimes, like, if you know what you have, you know what it's worth it. Next, we got 2 pairs of Everlane jeans at Plato's Closet. They were charging us $15 each, and they sold in a bundle with one more item. So the 2 Everlane jeans sold together with one more item that was slightly inconsequential to me. I think it was like a $10 bag item. So that whole bundle sold for those 3 items for $100. So that was a good profit on those jeans, and threw in an extra sweater or cardigan or whatever it was. And yeah, Everlane, they also sold really quick. They sold to the same person that sold really quick. She like bundled them, sent an offer, and I was like, yeah, that's a great offer. Let's play. Let's play. You get jeans and I get money. That's my favorite game. Next best sale was this Reese ruched black long sleeve dress. Reese is an awesome brand. I find it all the time at consignment stores on like their clearance. At the consignment store, they had it marked all the way down to $25. I sold it for $96. And I do think that Reese will sell in that 90 plus range most of the time, as long as it's in good condition and everything. They make like, their dresses are really good, like business casual, or not even casual, business formal dresses. Like a lawyer would wear those dresses or something like that. Next was this thing we got at Plato's Closet, Rag and Bone Rosalind Nua Tags cold shoulder long sleeve top. I paid $16 for it because Plato's Closet just knows that no one really wants to spend more than $20 on something in their store. And that's good for me because all sorts of people shop our closet, all sorts of price ranges, and I know that this Rag and Bone top, whose tag said it was like $160 or something, was worth way more than that. So I sold this sweater for $76 that Plato's Closet sold to me for $16. And so yeah, that's kind of how we make our money off consignment stores, especially compared to Value Village, because sometimes Value Village, and I think Goodwill does this too, goes a little crazy with their pricing, and they're like, I'm sorry, what is this worth online? Okay, great, $40. And I'm like, well, I can't buy it now, but I can from the consignment stores, and that's just crazy. Next, and last but not least, last but way not least, my favorite sale of August by so far and beyond was this bundle. I think she bought her bundle in 3 pieces. She liked a bunch of crap in our closet, and whenever someone does that, I put my hopes way down. I'm like, they're not gonna buy it, they're not gonna buy it, and often they don't. So I do not like to get excited, but she liked about 30 things, and it was all stuff that I thought was kind of bringing down the image of our closet. Like, I didn't love the look of this stuff. It wasn't like, some of it was hard goods, you know, some books, you know, things that I'm not like, no designer clothes whatsoever. A bunch of $10 bag things, etc. So she puts together this like $400 bundle, and I'm like, hi, I love you. That would be really heavy. Can I split it into 3 pieces for you? I would sell it to you, and I can make the shipping free, and I would sell it to you for like $80 per bundle with free shipping. Because at that point, like, all of that was pure profit items that she had put together. Literally nothing was something that I had put money into. And not only did she respond and buy it, but she offered me more money. She was like, no, that's not fair. Let's do $90 per bundle. And I was like, are you even a real human? Like, you just came and bought all my least favorite things from my closet. You offered to give me more money than I offered you. And like, it was like every posher's dream, this person. And she did come back and buy all 3 parts of her bundle. So and she like loved them. She gave them 5 stars. She's just my favorite customer ever. Like, just a dream of a customer. That was definitely the best customer we had in August. I adore her. Ma'am, if you're watching, you are my favorite human. So those were some of the best and worst sales we had in August. We had a lot more sales than that, but they were kind of just standard, like, you know, flipping $5 into $35, flipping $10 into, you know, just the standard. And like, not some of my more favorite items. So yeah, let's go over the numbers that we had for August. So our gross sales in August were $5,000, which was nuts. I remember on August like 26th or something, texting my dad and being like, I think we're gonna hit 4,000 this month, which was totally what I expected for our growth because we hit 3,500 in July. And so I figured 4,000 in August was like a really good, nice thing to aim for. And he was like, great, I'm going like fishing. Text me when you hit it. And I texted him later that night being like, oh shit, we just hit $4,000. And then I got to text him while he was fishing, telling him we hit 5,000. And that was so fun for me because I did not expect, like, that's a huge leap from the month before. We've been having pretty steady periodic growth. And then there was like July, August. So yeah, August was a great month for us. 5,000 was our gross. We did list a lot. We listed around 450 items. Still not reaching that 20-a-day goal that I have for myself and that I've been doing in October. Yes, very good. But it was a significant increase in our listings, so that probably contributed. The Canadian closet did $2,985. The US closet did $2,017, which was a huge jump for the US closet. Yay, US closet. And on Facebook Marketplace, we did another $200. So yeah, it was overall a really good month for us. We haven't beat it since, although we've only had September since, but yes, I'm pleased with where that went. I'm hoping our numbers are similar this October, and excited to see where we go from here. So next I'll be filming a September recap, and then finally we can be up to date with an October recap, and then we can get into weekly solds, where I will show you all of the solds, not just the highlights. But right now that would be way too long of a video. I'm pretty sure this video is already like 30 minutes. So let's get out of here and let you out of here. Please hit that like button if you liked this at all, or if you want to just show support to the channel. It really does help us so much. And hit that subscribe button, does the same thing, but even more better. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram. And yeah, just have an amazing time. Thank you for being here. Life is good. I'm gonna go. Bye.